Hi everyone! We are here for the Season 4 champion match of the Dominion League, hosted by Steph at DominionStrategy.com. Hi, Steph.
I mean,
And
is my audio actually horrible? Can I do something about that? Or
do you have a
I'm actually
microphone?
hearing Mick overpowering everyone else.
I don't hear any mic at all.
If you're hearing Mick, it's on his stream. Alright, this first kingdom that we see in front of us is correct, and it was submitted by Assemble Me, so congratulations. As I look
Would
at
you
the
say he assembled it?
well, I mean, Goko perhaps assembled it, and then he selected it. Anyway, it looks like Mick has a 5-2, which I have no idea if that's good or not. I mean, the big card I see here is Ambassador, right? I mean, Ambassador is always a big card. And then when you have Ambassador, you look for draw. Shantytown's pretty weak as a village because, you know, it doesn't really synergize with Terminal Draw, which you do have in Torturer. Also an attack with a village, so it's something to think about. But then there's
I
Apprentice
actually like
for
Trading
non-terminal
Post
draw.
here. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like Trading Post over the Ambassador.
on 5-2, I think I could easily convince myself to open Trading Post. And certainly pick up that moat.
Trading post over Apprentice here?
Not long term, but in the beginning.
I think on turn 1 I'd get the Trading Post. Although I'm not positive about it. I mean, Apprentice is going to be important.
Yeah.
But Ambassador War is probably going to be pretty big here because the draw is so tight.
Yeah, that's why I prefer Apprentice, because you can still play a Terminal. And mode is going to be really good.
I mean,
yes, I hadn't considered that. Yeah.
Mick Enoch, the Division A member, along with Steph, picks up the Apprentice. I mean, turn 1 Trading Post is so good, but I mean, these guys are probably
It usually is, but you need to actually like silvers. Or at least not hate them. Okay, you don't have to like silvers. But
yeah, for sure. So the question is, like, I mean, with Torturer, there's always a risk of, you know, just you play a bunch of Torturers, they get some curses in hand, and then they pass them right back to you with Ambassador. I mean, in a vacuum, of course I'd go for Ambassador over Torturer, but I mean, there's a lot else going on here, and since Torturer is the main source of draw, I mean, how do you prioritize things?
You really cannot open Torture on an Ambassador board.
Well, I mean, certainly it would be a mistake to open it, but you know, how much do you prioritize getting thin versus trying to get Torturers?
You first go thin. Yeah, pretty sure.
So on a 3... Go ahead.
I'm still trying to find a way to turn off my audio, but or actually, is that something you can do, Adam?
I think if you just put your face closer to the microphone, it will help more than anything.
It sounds very strange on my end. I don't know how to describe it.
I don't know really. This computer is new to me.
So,
but I will say the most important thing here is clearly the card art. Procession.
Okay, now
Procession is obviously the deck that you want to run here. Procession with Apprentice into Trading Post to get the maximum aesthetic value.
Well, DG opened Trading Post nothing without getting the mode. I sort of wonder.
Well, he already knew that Mick wasn't going to have the Ambassador, but I still... Yeah, Mick is going to get Ambassador now, right? Opening trading post is not that strange against an apprentice opening. It just feels really bad against ambassador.
Okay, that's understandable. I mean, you certainly don't want to fall behind in deck size. But even then, I mean, I think you still pick up a moat, right?
Nick is getting really bad draws here.
Well, that's Shantytown for you. I
yeah,
mean,
but it's also, his apprentice missing a state for the second time now?
well, it doesn't necessarily miss right now.
No, that's true.
Unless you feel like apprenticing the Shantytown.
No, you don't.
Okay, so it looks like DG has 2 ambassadors now, and Mick has 1. And then Mick got a Shantytown and DG got a Sage. That appears to be the main difference in their decks.
I don't know actually where Nick is going to go from here.
Yeah, there's a lot of options. I mean, you kind of want another Shantytown. Maybe you can justify Procession.
Torture.
Maybe another Apprentice.
The fact this was a custom kingdom is really making me wonder what exactly was the goal here.
Yeah, but it was not designed as a kingdom. It just came out.
It'll be interesting to hear Assemble Me's thoughts on this.
Yeah, I believe he can share them in the chat if he wants. I mean, the big omission here is plus buy, I think, right? You can't get more than 1 green card in a turn, which, I mean, that probably doesn't matter all that much, but...
You can get gains through Procession and Talisman, but... yeah, there's not much else going on.
It's not. It's certainly not an easy road to take if that's how you're going to gain components. Okay, so now DG gets his first Shantytown.
I'm actually a little curious what Nick here sent over.
Yeah, there's something to be said for sending a copper back. Yeah.
Sorry about that decision.
I probably would have sent the copper back, but yeah, that's me. So now Mick is tracking his deck. I think there might be an ambassador left in his draw pile, and I
yeah,
doubt.
But still play the both because both his Shantytowns are gone already.
Yes.
I get another torture actually. I think now he just needs to get the torture chain going.
Yeah, DG doesn't have any torturers, and he only has 1 Shantytown. So unless he's going to be super thin and somehow able to deal with...
Yeah, both are going to be super thin here pretty soon.
He did just pick up his first moat as well. So,
well, I think we can all agree on one thing. The interface for Moat was a lot better on Isotropic.
You could reveal it 4 times to the same attack.
I know.
Strictly better.
Sometimes I would just sit there revealing Moat over and over again. It was even better in Torturer games.
One time I had 3 moats in my hand. I revealed Moat 12 times to an attack. Oh, it was so good.
So, what's the next stage going to be here? Well, it's not time yet for the next stage, but no.
I mean, I don't think you can really go for monuments. I think if you play enough torturers on your opponent, you might reduce their deck to something that's awful. Just playing torturer and ambassador as many times as possible. I mean, Mick basically just drew his deck here. What he didn't draw was his ambassador, which is unfortunate.
It's the most important card.
You know, it's a little sad you can't play the monument here, because I feel like you'd want the points since there's no buys. Maybe you could work it out with procession somehow. But
yeah, you definitely can work it out with procession.
Yeah, it requires a little finesse, but you know, you process a monument, then you get a torture out of it, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, something that requires a lot of finesse is something we might expect to see in our champion match for the Dominion League. So, Wandering Winder says Mick seems way up, and I'm inclined to agree. I think Mick is ahead. Oh boy.
Yeah, but not way up.
There's also Procession Sage. Yeah.
I mean, if you get Torturer played on you, do you even reveal the moat, or do you just like take the curse and ambassador it back? This is a terrible draw. What's even worse is that I think this is all of his terminal draw, so he might have trouble cycling through the rest of his 11 cards in his draw pile. And he doesn't have anything good to thin. Mick says in the Skype chat, this hand! Yeah, that's a hand.
You know, I could see there being kind of an interesting play where you process a Sage into a monument, draw the monument, and then play the monument. Perhaps processing it into something else, like an Apprentice. It wouldn't be that hard to pull off.
Why did you play Motor over Torturer there?
Yeah, that's a great question. Why did he play Mode over Torture?
Is he that scared of one curse in his deep hand?
I mean, he had his Moat and his Ambassador in that last hand. Maybe he's afraid that he's not going to be able to safely take a curse, but that still seems really strange.
Well, it's not going to be a major thing, but it does seem strange, yes. Is he afraid of drawing one more card dead? No.
I mean, if you're going to play the dead draw card, you're doing it to cycle, which means you want to cycle as much as possible, I think.
That's really good for him. I mean, he's probably going to draw into his other shantytown.
Apprentice Trash Ambassador. DG has... Oh, he had 2 ambassadors, right? So I think DG just now has 1 ambassador. So what's the play here? I think you could pretty safely discard 2 cards. Then you can Apprentice Copper, then play the Shantytown. Yeah, Assembled me saying that, you know, Procession seems pretty good here, and there's some speculation in the chat on, like, how much the 5-2 has changed the landscape of this game, which, I mean, obviously it's playing out very differently than it might otherwise. But, you know, neither one of them has gotten Procession so far. The only reason I can think of is, you know, maybe you just want more shanty towns for now to win the split.
Yeah, Procession is just risky. That's the problem with it. I mean, you can have 2 bad draws here, and then you're just flooded.
Yeah, exactly. I think even if it was a 3-4 game, it wouldn't have played out that much differently. Because you want to hit the 5s and get those 5s as soon as you can. You're not going to bother getting a Procession early.
Yeah, I mean, I think you don't want Procession right away. You want to have something to line it up with. And what are the best targets on the board? I mean, obviously Sage, you mentioned, was pretty good. But, like, what else? Maybe Torturer? Or, not Ambassador? It's tough to say. And then when piles run out, you know, different targets become better for Processions. So if Mick plans to draw his deck here, discarding 2 cards should be relatively safe. Of course, oh yeah, that is DG's only Torturer.
Yeah, but he now has Procession. Well, he's not going to take another Torturer this turn. But... I think he should get more shanty towns. They will become important soon.
And I suppose the more sages and shantytowns you have in your deck, the better procession becomes.
Yes. You also have more pile control with the procession.
Ooh, yeah.
It's of course
yeah,
it's
probably over. Oh, okay.
yeah.
He did not take over Shanty. Good.
This is not good. This is like the worst possible thing. If he wants to draw anymore, he's going to have to give DG a shantytown.
Man, you sounded like a golf commentator.
He doesn't know that, and he's going to reveal most.
But he already showed him his hand with shantytown. If DG's smart, he's not going to reveal the moat.
No, he did not reveal that. He drew 3 cards. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right, he did.
So that's a misplay by DG right there.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
And DG says in the chat here, you can tell that he's not concentrating. I can't even remember what I bought 2 turns ago. Yeah, procession will do that to you, I think. And Mixinox.
You don't have to remember. On GoCo, you can just read the log and find out what you bought 2 turns ago.
But look at that. The turns already takes up the whole screen.
Well, we can scroll back with he can.
Oh yeah, that's true. So I think you could gain a curse here. I mean, there's a reasonable chance you're going to draw a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know what's actually what's gonna happen with these curses, because was it mixed to the goal?
Thinking, it's hard. DG only has the 1 torturer? He just got a second?
Yeah. I think he just buys stage now.
For 8, he gets another torturer.
Okay.
Where are they economically? I haven't been paying attention. Who has that gold? Oh, Mick does.
Yeah,
okay.
Mick is now reaching 9. That's probably why he got the gold, but I don't think it's time to go there yet.
Yeah, sorry about that. I can't count. It's part of why I'm not that good at Dominion.
Counting is hard.
No, counting is not the problem. I mean, a lot of people consider counting really important.
So it looks like now Mick has $7 in his deck total. If I've counted his last turn correctly, I think
it's going up and down every turn. I mean.
Yeah. But how do you increase that? I mean, you can increase it by processioning into Monument and then drawing it, but on this turn, I mean, I guess he is limited by that. I wonder if he's planning on getting a platinum or maybe some more gold.
I mean, as long as no one is apprenticing those curses, then one of them is going to end up with all 10.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, the fact that curses are being trashed will eventually mean, I mean, maybe
but they're not being trashed.
Yeah, it's different if they end up in the trash rather than if they end up back in the supply, because moat, can still be very important throughout the game if that's the case. I think there are 2 in the trash, is that right? Maybe there's 3. Mick has -2 points. Well, we should be able to see pretty shortly if he draws his deck this turn. I think you just play Torturer here. Yeah, so there's 1 in Mick's deck. Yeah, so the rest of them must be in the trash. Well, we don't have. We don't.
Just buy a new one. I think I can turn the coppers again.
So you're very much prioritizing staying thin and just playing lots of tortures. There are 3 curses in the trash.
He doesn't want to buy something that's more expensive than 3 anyway, so.
So your plan, I mean, if it was you, your plan does not involve at all getting enough money to buy a colony, or is that just so far in the future that you don't care?
Yeah, that's way too far in the future.
And so now your priority is just give him all the purples, play all the torturers, play all the ambassadors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he picks up the last shanty town. He should be drawing the living crap out of his deck at this point.
So GG had a pretty bad hand there.
Procession Apprentice trash 2 curses. Oh, that does not feel good.
No.
That was his only apprentice, I believe. So
Yeah.
he just has the one ambassador for pseudo trashing.
Nick can just keep gaining these curses.
He can, although I think he's pretty safe discarding
Nick
apprentice and curse.
Nick did not rebuy ambassador, did he? No, so he has to procession the moat now if he wants to ambassador again.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, gaining curses is, and that's really odd though because, I mean maybe the shantytown, the last shantytown was more important than the ambassador at that point, but I still feel like playing ambassador is very important.
Ambassador is going to be huge to have in the end game tricks where you just all of a sudden send 2 or 4 torturers to your opponent and say, hey, the game is over. I don't like Nick not rebuying ambassador at all there.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he could have gotten away with just not processioning his ambassador that turn, so that he didn't have to rebuy it if he felt Shantytown was important, or do you still think, procession ambassador, rebuy ambassador is best?
I think returning 4 cards is really good. But
the chat seems to agree with you. Having no ambassador in your deck is...
Ambassadoring the Torturer seems really good for a surprise ending here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he is down in points, and piles, I mean, with ambassador in the game could be pretty dangerous.
Not yet.
DG could procession a monument, unless it's in the trash. Never mind.
No, you're on the right track thinking, though. I think something like that would be pretty good. Of course, that assumes Mick can't pick up a colony or something.
Well, I mean, he's got $3 in his deck.
A second procession. He does not agree.
He may be able to gain it this turn.
Yeah, but that's not the same.
True. Oh, he has $5 in his deck. Potentially 7 if he processions the monument.
Nick also should get a second procession, by the way. Maybe even halfway this turn. But I don't know. I mean, first just go Shantytown Torture and see what you draw.
It's pretty funny now actually watching the chat during the game and seeing how everyone's watching a completely different part than what I'm watching. So I have no idea what they're commenting on.
You have the sneak preview, yeah?
Yeah.
So I don't believe I've seen Mick draw off of a single shantytown this whole game.
I don't like his getting rid of the torture there just yet.
He apprenticed a torturer. Well, he saw the curses were out, which, could change.
Oh, he finally got rid of that moat.
He got rid of the moat, got an ambassador. Now he doesn't have a moat, but I mean, moat.
Well, you don't need it anymore so much. You'd rather have the sage or
now you really should buy a
something.
second procession.
I mean, I think ambassador's more important for him, but having the moat around could still potentially be nice. I mean, you can still block ambassador attacks. Well, Mick doesn't. It's not important for Mick.
I think 2 processions here gives so much file control.
Yeah, I agree. Alan says the reason he hasn't drawn off of his shantytowns is that's because his whole deck is actions. I mean,
I would get a procession here on 5.
Yeah,
Looking at it.
Nick seems to agree as well.
procession is good. I think that's a good call.
Congratulations, Assemble Me. You got them to do what you wanted.
What are you processing? Asked Wandering Winder, and I think the answer is Ambassador, sending over 2 torturers, and your other procession, gaining another torturer, and then... Or at least, I'm not saying that you always do that, but at least you're trying to do that.
That's true, and maybe Mick is thinking right now about, can DG end the game on a win with piles if I don't like take more of a lead by buying a duchy. I think is just gonna lose no matter what.
No, I don't think he will end it. I mean, he will get the lead for free because Mick has to gain the curse, but how is he gonna get 4 torturers away?
There's some funny torture interactions going on here. He takes the curse in hand, so he can just return it to him this turn.
But yeah, it's also dangerous. Yeah, you're going down a point and emptying a pile.
Yeah, but you cannot discard your complete hands now.
Yeah, that's the alternative. Right.
Yeah.
Well, Assemble Me, they didn't move into procession earlier because not everyone is as crazy as you, apparently.
It can go so wrong if you go for procession too early.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only so many terminals to go, or non-terminals to go around. Only so much room you have to.
You know what's a fun card to procession? Hot air balloon. You get 2 of those up in the air, everything goes nuts.
I thought hot air balloon wasn't an action.
Which card are we talking about?
Hot air balloon.
Which one's hot air balloon?
I thought hot air balloon was the one you didn't like. Bacon cheeseburger is an action.
Oh, I was just trolling you guys. Hot air balloon isn't anything.
Oh, I thought you were using it as code to talk about like that one card that you hate. Well, you don't hate it. You just think it's anyway.
I have to reevaluate the whole set now. There's ratings coming up.
Oh yeah, we got to get our spreadsheets going. Got to be the first people on the block to know all the cool combos.
So while we're waiting on Mick here, Adam, how about local sports team, huh?
I'm a Purdue alumnus, and the great thing about rooting for Purdue football is that your expectations are so low that you can never be disappointed.
Sorry to interrupt you guys with this important thing, but did he take stage over Ambassador?
Yeah, and he didn't really score that many points this turn.
No. But I don't think Mick is gonna end it, right? You can procession the shanty now, play monument, Ambassador, and shanty.
If Mick plays, well, I guess he can't play that now. His turn is dead. But
no, it's not dead.
Shantytown, I don't see how he can draw more cards.
Huh?
I don't
you
think.
Can procession the Shantytown for 4 actions and then play.
Oh,
okay. Yeah,
okay.
Totally.
Yeah, I was thinking though, if he plays procession, monument, and then maybe something else, he can gain 2 tortures off that, score 2 points, and then maybe use Ambassador to empty the pile enough. If he
I love it. He got another procession. He's gone full procession now.
Is he going to process another Shantytown? That's such a risky player. Is he going to procession nothing?
I'm waiting for him to do a Marin engine with the processions.
That's
monument
hard version.
No,
Yeah, I
French
think he has to get Monument here. He has to score points and,
Yeah.
and get some money. Is that the
You
last
can
curse in
draw-
the trash?
No, one is in GG deck now because he shifted over.
Okay, so I didn't see how many there were in the trash. Was it 8 or 9?
Ooh, he can get a platinum here.
You can get a platinum or a province. Well, province doesn't seem
I don't know if
necessary.
you want the platinum, but you could get it.
I mean, it gives him enough economy to buy a colony theoretically, but now
Yeah,
he's got a big lead and is threatening piles next turn.
He might be assuming Torture could run out, but I don't know how DG would score and do that at the same time.
Yeah, DG's got to score a lot of points, and I don't think he can.
That's not the point, actually. I think Nick just wants to pile out himself next turn.
Yeah, at this point, it looks like he's very close to forcing that. Does he have any forecast left in his deck, other than
Yes, I see.
Yeah.
2 processions?
I think he even has 3, right? I mean, he already had 2 at the start of that turn.
Right, but I think he processed both of his monuments. I think 2 processions are the only forecast left in his deck. Ooh, and DG can colony.
Yeah, colony is not necessarily enough.
Because with only
Yeah, he
two
can just
only 2 processions and no other forecasts, it's going to be difficult. Well, especially now he has to take a lead as well.
Doesn't he have at least one monument? You know, potentially he could win on
No, I don't
chips.
think he has a monument.
All 10 curses are in the trash. I don't remember if his other monument is still in his deck or if it's in the trash.
You know, sometimes it
Well,
feels like I'm
he
saying
played one
something
in the deck. He played one
and then
last
Wandering
turn.
Winter comments on it. But he's in the past, so that's not possible. Unless he's from the future.
Well, he is. Oh, he has 3 processions.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right.
Life is much easier for him. Procession, Shantytown, Torturer. I think that's good, right? He has an ambassador left.
Yeah, no, he's got the 3 processions and torture now.
Can't he run out Torture here and
How does he take a
Yeah.
lead if he doesn't have a monument? Does he have a
and also
monument?
buy a duchy or something?
And he has a monument.
Oh, if
just
he
needs
has-
one monument.
Yeah, if he has a monument, it's GG. Well, he can get a monument by processioning Shantytown. Yeah, this is over. Mick can force a win here, I think.
I think so too. I'm actually convinced of it.
Yeah, that's really
He's gonna invest in 1 torture and gain 2 to 3 from the procession.
Yeah, there's a monument.
really exciting finish here.
Yeah, we're good to go.
Yeah, he's still the ambassador's last card is bad, but he can just apprentice Shanty.
Yeah, I thought Mick would be in trouble since DG managed to get a colony that last turn, but still, his deck is, with all these processions in it, he can just do basically whatever he wants.
Yeah, Mick is rushing toward the end zone. The bases are loaded, and 9 pins are down.
That's so many pins. So I think he
just shouldn't play the torture now.
can get a monument now. Is that last card in his deck an ambassador?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, in that case, I think he wants,
Yeah, he easily
Monument.
has this.
because he doesn't necessarily want to play the torture. He could apprentice gold or something to draw, but he has a torture from of course.
Yeah, you can apprentice Torture here. Not apprentice, ambassador. Wait, he still has ambassador. Doesn't matter. It's over.
Yeah, this is over. He can just buy green and yep.
Mick, I'm disappointed. You could have won in a much more ridiculous fashion.
Well, there it is. That's one game from Mick Seanock. I should make a text box, but it might look terrible.
Now, a word from our sponsors.
He already has textbooks, right? I mean,
You know, this Coca-Cola is very refreshing. Come on, webcam. I know you can do this.
I am drinking a Sonic green apple slush with Jolly Ranchers in it. It is a horrifying concoction you will only find here in the great US of A. Everyone buy Temporum now, it's great. Seriously, it's a good game. And also rate it highly on Board Game Geek.
Thank you for that, JSH. I appreciate it. Their comments, weird one, too much trouble. So
Maybe we like kingdoms like that. Maybe you shouldn't have started with this one. Ah well. Let them eat it.
Did I type all of the cards correctly? Yes, I did. Provinces and estates. Yeah, he's good to go. So this kingdom was submitted by JW. It's got Jack of all trades in it, so it's very unfortunate that I'm not playing this game because I would just automatically win.
Well, Goko's gonna crash, and so we'll just count that as you winning if that happens. Okay?
Oh, great! How do I hack Goko to make it crash? Actually, that should be possible.
You don't have to hack it. I mean, it'll just do it on its own. Because, come on, repeat after me, everyone.
I'm not repeating after you, bro.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it.
You'll notice that procession is in this kingdom as well. There's a theme to this match. Maybe you guys will catch up on it. Yeah. So the big thing about this board is the only village is nobles and also madman. So I mean with bridge.
Madman is very important here.
Yeah, I mean with madman, procession, and bridge. You know, you think about Megaturn, but you know there's also goons and gardens too. I mean, there are a lot of things going on. Yeah, but
gardens seems like a trap to me.
But it's gardens.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that with no experience playing this.
I would actually open Jack Hermit here because I like some money in the deck, and then just try to get like 5 madmen in there, and at some point go boom.
Yeah, I think you have to get Hermit with your 3. I mean, you need as many madmen as possible, and you want to start getting them early. Also, Hermit trashes your estates just as well as Jack does, even better. And I always say you need a compelling reason not to open Jack. Now, in my mind, maybe the compelling reason is you want to open Moneylender, and Hermit is doing what Jack would in the beginning of the game. I mean, your components are pretty expensive, though. You may need some silver. But I would probably get a Jack anyway.
Sorry. Yeah.
I mean, is there something to be said for not going for a Megaturn, but rather going for a deck which uses nobles and hunting grounds to draw, and then maybe has goons as a payload?
For sure, but I'm in doubt whether I want to play it with goons or with bridges.
So, I mean, the big difference is the goons effect does not get doubled when you procession it, and the bridge effect does. Now, is that enough of a reason for you to go for bridge over goons?
Yeah, bridges is more powerful than goons, but the problem, if you play the goons version and your opponent plays the bridge version, then his madmen are really tricky to get going.
Yeah, that's true. The attack on goons is a huge deal, and Jack does soft counter it, but I mean, just not here. It doesn't seem to really work all that
Jack
well
does
here.
not counter it because the madman is...
Yeah, I mean, with the villages that you have here, Jack just doesn't seem to, like, help, actually. So here's another question for you. What about Moneylender? Are you going to bother trashing coppers or no?
I would not be looking for that, but Moneylender Hermit is also okay. Yeah, sure. But no, I prefer the Jack here. All the cards are so expensive.
Especially if you do eventually end up getting gardens, then, I mean, well, you've got copper. Yeah, this is a tricky kingdom though.
I believe you are correct.
If this came up randomly for me, I wouldn't know where to start. I'd just resign right away. You know.
Oh,
Okay, no, not really. Let me explain that joke for you guys. I was saying I would resign right away because the board looks really complicated and I wouldn't want to think about it. But I wouldn't actually, so there's irony there. So that adds humor to the joke I was just saying. Okay. Are we all clear? Is it funny now?
No, it's not funny.
Yeah, I didn't think it was that funny.
Alright, so we're gonna see if DG does the mirror opening. Oh, DG goes for the moneylender over the jack.
and now, yeah, Nick is gonna game Madman as fast as he can.
Wonder if this is going to be sort of like Market Square Madman in a weird kind of...
I mean, Madman and Bridge is a known thing, and Procession does enable that. There's just a lot of other crap going on here that you have to either deal with or dodge or do instead because it's better. And then also building this is still pretty awkward.
You discard this, right? And just get a Hermit.
Procession. They both get a procession. Are they hoping to procession their jacks? Their hermits? I don't think you want to procession a hermit.
No, that doesn't work, but you might want to procession the moneylender.
Procession Madman? I suppose I would think hermit split is probably a big deal, yeah?
Can't you just procession the Madman? What's happening then? You only get it once, right?
Yeah, you'll only get the effect once. The Madman won't be trashed, since that matters.
No. Yay.
You could buy a bunch of hunting grounds, hermit the hunting grounds, and pile out the estates.
Yeah, that boosts your gardens, too. Good thinking. Yeah,
Good thinking in some kind of alternate reality.
You said gardens wasn't good. What you didn't think about.
Oh man.
I mean, I guess along the way, I mean, how do you actually win this game? How do you set up your mega turn? You have to get processions and bridges into your deck, and you also have to get madmen into your deck. So is the aim to just do that as quickly as possible while maybe getting goons to hurt your opponent? And if so, like, how do you prioritize procession and bridge? I mean, maybe they wanted the first procession before the first bridge to process the...
No, I actually don't like that. Especially not on Nick's side, who have the silvers to make the bridge really work. And DG just missed this procession moneylender.
That wasn't worth as much as I thought it would be. So DG looks like he just tried to procession a madman, and he was unclear on the rules. So yeah, his first madman drew him one less card because he did that. I should mention a couple of things. Now, DG started the league in Season 1 in Division D, based on a spot on the leaderboard. He has promoted in the first 3 seasons, which is the best possible outcome. And this season, he's made the champion match, which up until now is the best possible outcome.
Yeah, that's really great.
So if he wins this champion match, I mean, obviously it's going to be amazing that he's risen so quickly and so convincingly.
What do you get? What does Nick get here now?
No.
It's not so amazing. He was just misranked.
That's possible.
Well, still, I mean, okay, winning D is probably what he was just supposed to do. But it's still quite amazing to actually win them all.
But I believe the way the standings are right now, they're tied, correct? So if either one of them comes out ahead in this match, they're named the champion.
Yeah.
But if there's a tie, I believe that Mick Ceanock won their match when they played previously this season, right? So that would be tiebreaker.
Yeah, Mick would win on a 3-3 split.
Yeah, and I believe Mick Ceanock told me that he won that match 5.5 to 0.5. So it seems that DG might have something to prove in this match.
You say McZenock, I say McZenick.
Oh.
So what do you do in this turn? What I would think you procession Hermit and gain the other 2 Hermits, but I don't know.
I mean, I think I've seen 2 Madmen played so far. Prioritizing Madman split doesn't seem to be the biggest priority in the world.
Oh, never mind. Hermits ran out.
And the Hermits are gone. We need that South Park meme where the guy loses their money. And it's gone.
Yeah, let me explain that one for the chat.
Oh yes, we need that. Thank you, JSH.
No, I don't remember it clearly enough. I did watch that episode, but they recently did a Magic the Gathering episode. It's really funny.
I have not watched South Park in a very long time.
Yeah, Mick is now realizing he should gain a state over silver because he can trash those with Hermit. And the silver's just getting away. He should probably already have done that 1 turn earlier. But
yeah. Jack of all trades can also trash these estates.
Yeah, but this Jack is gone. Sorry, Adam. It must hurt.
D is the best season. They're arguing about this in the. They're arguing about this in the chat. It's not the best season. It's the best division because that's the one I'm going to be in probably if I re-enter the league.
So, there's something I did notice. Oh boy. Is Mick going for the Mega Turn now? Or is he going to save a Madman? It seems a little early. He doesn't have enough payload.
If he was going for it, he would not have gained over there.
That's true. Now, DG did get 2 moneylenders, and Mick has gone with Jack only.
Aha, he did what I thought he was going to do. Traded. He played the bridge so he could get more bridges.
He played the bridge before the Hermit so he could gain 4 costs with it, which is like what he wants. That's very, very smart play, I think.
And he saved his Madmen, so now he could run out nobles or something and end the game.
Yeah, he's got 2 Madmen. And I don't know how many DG has. 0 apparently, because there's 8 in the pile. I would put. Yeah, Mick Ceanock looks to be way ahead here. Looks like he's got more payload, more draw, and DG just has less coppers to show for it. And here's a terrible hand.
No, it's not that bad. He's just going to gain another Madman and be done with it.
Yeah, and it's not like DG's going to win it this turn. So, it could be worse.
No,
he could even
not lower the pile.
Thinking about getting a payload card?
He doesn't need to. He has plenty of those.
Yeah, you could just get a Gardens or something. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you get nothing and get a Madman seems like it would be.
Oh, yes. But does he really need... I mean, like, he's going to draw his whole deck here, right?
I think. How many processions does he have? And how low are the piles?
Estates. Mick is going to win in his next turn very easily.
Yeah, procession and bridge he's pointing out. Those are the piles he's aiming for, and I honestly don't see anything that DG can do to stop him from doing that next turn. Even if he provinces, there should be enough for Mick to just pick up a province.
Yeah, and I mean really, really easily. I think if he can get 3 provinces now, it will not be a problem for me.
So do you play Madman, then draw with nobles, then play another Madman? How do you play this turn?
Yeah, you have no choice but to start with Madman, right?
Right, but after that,
I think you play it from there based on what you draw.
But you're probably right, yes. Madman, always Madman.
I guess it might depend on how many processions you have in your deck. If you've got, procession, 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 bridge, 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 then you should be okay.
And Procession does apply the bridge effect twice, if I'm not mistaken. And that's going to be pretty huge.
Yeah.
He should have taken the Madman Master now. Then he could have drained the provinces now.
DG has played one Madman this turn. I believe that's the only one he's got. You think maybe DG can double province? Maybe that would stop Mick from ending it this turn.
Stop him.
You think his turn's going to be big enough? I guess if he plays 6 bridges. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's over no matter what.
Yeah.
Wandering Winter in the chat says the only thing that could stop Mick would be a Goons hit. Did DG gain a Goons off of his Process Journeyman? No, he gained a Nobles.
Yeah. There were 11 in the pile at the start of the game.
Oh, yeah, that must be it.
Well, one of the good things of Mick getting a bridge last turn was that he was to keep his Hermit.
Yeah, that is another gain. Yeah, he gets empty piles with it. He can buy a 4 cost to lower the pile, and he can use the Hermit to gain this turn, provided he can draw enough.
Well, he is going to get hit with Goons, right?
There is that Goons. If DG can play it, maybe there's a chance.
No, there's still no chance, right? I mean,
well,
surely Mick is going to have enough buys.
What if he gets a bad draw?
I'm not sure Mick is going to pop it this turn, then. I don't think he is.
If he gets hit by Goons, maybe he wouldn't.
Yeah, he is going to get hit by Goons.
Oh, yeah, that's true. If he gets hit by Goons, it does limit Madman a bit.
No, not just a bit.
Well, yeah, by bit I meant, like, quite a lot.
Yeah, he's playing 2 Madmen, so that's going to hurt him by, what, like 6 cards or something ridiculous. Before Madman, then Nobles, then Madman would get him 10, 19, 18 cards. But after Goons, it's 4, 3, 6, 10. Yeah, that's bad. And there's the Goons.
Huh, maybe he ought to just save one of the Madmen then.
He might discard Madman here.
I feel like you need to hang on to one of them so you can actually do something this turn.
Now, I think these are the only 2 Madmen he has in his deck.
I know, yeah, they are.
That was a really smart play by DG there, getting that Goons.
About the only thing he could have done. And now he's in a great spot, right?
No, it isn't a reasonable spot.
Well, I mean, how does he lose the game in the short term now?
Well, Mick is going to blow up his own deck now. That's a bit of a problem.
If this Mega Turn doesn't work out, Mick is in big trouble, you know?
I see by his mouth it looks like he's planning to gain hunting grounds, trash them, and gain the estates. You know, like someone was suggesting at the beginning of this game.
You could procession journeyman, gain hunting grounds, draw it, trash it with what? Nope, or hermit? He has a hermit, yeah. That could get him some gains. But I mean, if you can do all that.
Chat here.
Yeah, this was a really good
DG
draw.
is isotropic. Huh. DG is isotropic was better?
No, of course not.
I thought I was isotropic was better. I'm really confused. Who am I? Am I Adam Horton?
Yes, we are the same person. It was really strange when we met in real life. Oh, so he's going to gain a goons. If he gains goons here, which I think is a good play, that shuts the door on this whole hunting grounds thing that we were talking about.
Can't you just win it now?
Yeah, he did get a fortunate draw. He did draw Procession Journeyman, and so this Madman could draw the rest of his deck. He might be able to Procession Bridges.
Can't you just get the hunting grounds now and end it that way?
I think, yeah, given that he'll probably be able to draw his deck, it seems like hunting grounds is appropriate here. It's just more gains.
I mean, I was totally joking when I talked about that estate thing, but
I didn't think
he actually does it. I'm going to be amazed.
I didn't think he'd be able to kick off, you know?
I think he just why is he not playing the Madman?
He wants to draw one more card first.
Yeah, but he needs actions. 2
processions, 4 bridges, so he can play 5 bridges. Yeah, he can empty the piles. Yeah, so this is over.
Nice. Yeah, that lets him pile out Journeyman. Or, no, it doesn't.
I mean, he can buy the processions and the bridges, and he has a lead. With 5 bridges in play, he can do that.
Well, with 5 bridges in play, you can do a lot of things.
He
Not
could play
to mention goons.
Yeah, the goons get some extra points for style. Yeah, he already has everything he needs to end it, so he'll play the goons for the points.
Speaking of style, this is a pretty fashionable kingdom, all in all.
Yeah?
I mean, Moneylender, he looks a little outdated, but everything else, yeah, not bad.
That is the that's the theme. That's how he selected the kingdoms, actually.
Oh wow! I did not know this.
Yeah. Surprise!
I was not on the selection board.
But your rankings, they're so good. So if Mick wins any of the last 4 games, it looks like he's going to be the champion.
Yeah.
No pressure.
McHugh uses the Force well. Thank you, Isotropic was better.
I wonder if that... I mean, he could have gotten a bad draw on that last turn. If he didn't draw Procession Journeyman, I mean, that mega turn would have been not existing, you know?
I always think it's kind of comical how many people start these games on GoCo with, like, fast, please. I want to start games and, like, say slow players only, you know, just so they get a couple of games they can join, you know? I've been thinking about it. If you're a slow player, just join any of my games.
What the?
Are you okay, Adam? It seemed like you split into multiple people. So wait, if you're all Wandering Winder, did you just split into a bunch of Wandering Winders and start
that'll be so hot.
Laughing?
This kingdom was submitted by Titan Drake. Thank you.
5-2 for Mick. It's a bit of pity here, but that kind of forces him into Embassy Big Money.
That is very possible.
I don't think Mick is gonna mind.
So, so this game, it looks like there are 2 competing strategies here. There's Embassy Big Money with Harem and Horde as enablers.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds.
But then there's Vineyard with Trade Route, Talisman, and Village Oracle for draw. The enablers for Vineyard are pretty lackluster, and Embassy Big Money is strong. So the engine might not actually be best here.
There's also a third option. You could use Talisman to gain treasure maps, and then Duchess to help line them up.
Ooh.
That's called the losing strategy.
Okay, the chat in the game, DG says, Steph thought I might be better at the pre-made kingdoms, but that last match presumably shows why I didn't think I would be. I just don't know that stuff so well. Mick says, I had no idea what I was doing except I wanted Madmen.
I really like Mick's play there.
Yeah, I think he played it very well, and DG did just make a couple of mechanical mistakes with his Madmen that probably hurt him quite a bit. Of course,
it was a very interesting game. Yeah.
Well, the main difference was the Jack over Moneylender, and it just allowed Nick to buy some more of the components he needed at the time.
Jack of all trades is such a good card, man. It's so good.
I really like Trade Route on this kingdom. It looks like one for Mick's article he has coming up.
Hugo wants to play this kingdom and have whoever's playing him play the treasure map Duchess plan. JSH, go!
No, I'm planting the idea in other people's heads so they'll play it.
Ah, yes.
While I go Embassy Big Money.
You play the Dominion mind games.
On 4-3 you go Embassy Big Money here?
I mean, I look at this board and I feel like Embassy Big Money is stronger. So I would probably open double silver.
I'd open Talisman Oracle for sure, yeah.
You would go for the engine with Vineyards?
Yeah.
Yes.
I would.
I think
okay, he doesn't know his opponent is 5-2, but if you're gonna play against an embassy opening, yeah, okay, if it's really better, then you should still go for it. But I don't think it's really better.
Well, I mean, I'm just a Division C guy, so I believe your opinion does hold more weight than mine.
No.
No, letters are letters and nothing more.
It's true. I'm getting promoted this season anyway.
You got your gold star.
A gold star, huh?
No, I kind of like the engine plan, but I think Embassy Big Money is going to be pretty good.
I mean, it's really strong, and you throw one horde in there, and it just doesn't stop ever. The provinces can be out, like, you can pile all 8 provinces, and...
Yeah, you have to.
Not that much time. I mean, I remember playing, like, Masquerade Big Money against a Vineyards rush that I felt like had more support, but that was a long time ago. I could be misremembering it.
Maybe GG is just going to time out and then we're done with this game.
Yeah.
Well, it wouldn't be a stream without Goku causing at least one mishap.
You saved the timeout. They're playing a copper. Woo!
In theory, it shouldn't matter, but, we've already seen an opening here. It could affect the openings, which could have an impact on the game for sure. Also, if you're going for Vineyards, that embassy, I mean, that could be an on-gain attack, yeah?
Yeah, well, somewhat, but you have trade routes.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can't actually increase your deck size with Trade Route, and the stuff you're gaining with Talisman is not stuff you want to trash to your Trade Route to get other stuff. So eventually, if you're going to draw your deck every turn and want to get more Vineyards, then it could be useful, but I feel like by that point the game might already be over.
Yeah, it might very well.
Hugo VJ points out an extremely overpowered opening on 5.2, which is Duchy Duchess Estate, then get the treasure maps. Alright, DG gets the Oracle. DG's going for the Vineyards, it looks like, and McSeenock's probably going Embassy.
Well, if you're going to play big money, then you still open Oracle Silver, right?
I would open double silver, but that's me.
But there's Harem.
But silver?
I don't think the Oracle would hurt too bad. I think Oracle Silver is not a bad opening.
Oh, but I would just draw it dead every single time. I know I would.
Well, you need to pay the Oracle more money.
How do you pay her more money without buying silver? Huh?
I don't know.
It looks like Mick is trying to go engine with his 5-2.
Maybe he wants to. Wandering Winder says it's probably not a big difference between silver and Oracle Silver.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Okay, so DG gets the silver. He wants to go for money. In that case, it. Oh yeah, he did buy Oracle on 4. In that case, we have a big money mirror.
Yeah. And Mick is just way ahead in that, right?
Yeah, that was a super lucky draw. He drew his Embassy turn 3. That's a huge deal.
And it doesn't miss the shuffle either. That's great.
Oh man, Province and gold already. Yeah, there's basically,
like
unless he goes Harem
hand.
and gold. Is it Harem or Province here?
I think it's got to be Province.
In the mirror, it's definitely Province.
I'd go Harem, but that's me.
You know, turn 3, I suppose Harem has its merits. But that art, though, come on.
Just can't justify putting that in your deck. Ooh, and his Embassy does not miss a shuffle. It's going to be tough for Mick to lose this one, although he does hit 7. You get Duchy Gold or Harem Gold here?
Harem.
Yeah, I think there's
Definitely
something to that.
Harem. I wouldn't be getting Duchies until very late into the game, I would think.
Especially after seeing DG get the Harem and Mick being second player. But yeah, I agree. And this is...
Hey, look, he got a bad hand.
It's possible. It's
Now you can get
really
trade
bad.
route. Trade route.
No.
Aw. State.
Uh-oh. And this
Now
is
he
the
gets trade
danger.
route.
You only get one Embassy, and this kind of thing happens. Yeah, I think something over Estate is a trade route or silver. With only
Trade
one
route.
Embassy in the deck, I think trade route's pretty good.
Best card in Dominion. Yes.
Well, this is a hand, and he doesn't play the Embassy here. This is a really
Yeah, but-
unfortunate draw.
His shuffle gets
Yeah.
bigger for him than you.
Does not want all this stuff at the start.
And I think pretty much no matter what, I mean, unless DG doesn't get any points this turn, I mean, you can't buy the Province, right? You have to
but
Duchy
he-
Dance.
You have to play the Embassy.
Oh, he's not at the top of the shuffle, bottom of the shuffle anymore. Since DG played the
Oh.
Oracle, all this stuff now misses the shuffle, and you have to play the Embassy,
Ooh.
which is a huge deal.
Who's first player here? DG. He's gonna have to take the tie, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. That's really good for DG.
Yeah.
Well, really good. I'm not gonna say really good. But for DG, a tie is almost as good as a win.
Well, you don't often see a big money game like that. in the champion match. When there's designed kingdoms, but it's nice to break up the monotony once in a while.
I mean, there's something to be said for having a variety of kingdoms, but also, I mean, the engine could be viable there. And now DG has to win all of the rest of the games. There is no more ties.
And I can say from experience testing with Mick, the chances of beating Mick in every single game you play are slim to none.
I did it once, previous season.
Oh, sure you did. Yeah, you probably did.
This season he won a game. But I played way too bad against all the other opponents.
Oh man, I remember that now.
Mick is saying that he would have gone for that on a 4-3 opening. He would have gone for the Vineyards.
Yeah, I would too, but there's a good chance that I would lose on it.
All right, so
Assemble Me says this is not Designed Kingdoms. I thought this was a Designed Kingdom, submitted by Titan Drake.
Yeah. It's selected. I mean, they all came up randomly, but then we selected them.
Right. These aren't design kingdoms, but over the season in the league, people submit things that they're
yes,
good. Wandering Winder says, if anyone thinks the engine is good, I will take them on. Maybe Mick will challenge you, Wandering Winder.
I'm actually.
I don't think the engine is great here at all. I think it is reasonable.
I would play Embassy Big Money.
Yeah, I have to side with Adam on this one, as much as I don't want to. Oh, look at that error.
Yeah, I'm working with him. You can't specify a Bane, I believe, in the Kingdom Generator, so he's going to have to go into My Decks and actually build the deck.
Is this like a sports play-by-play? You know, he's going into the deck generator, he's specifying the Bane. I can't do a voice like that. I don't actually like watch a lot of those things. How many viewers do we have in the room here? It's like a fair amount.
You have a box that has their own score?
Looks like 22 people in the chat room right now.
I'm walking Mick through how to make a deck in GoCo.
How are you all doing out there in the peanut gallery? I apologize, I'm not there to moderate the chat as usual. It looks like you guys are doing just fine.
Yeah, I am reading the chat.
Joseph2302 says, update the text box, stupid. Thank you for that. I needed that.
See, Ellen Channa is saying I'm good, but I came in late. Hugo is partying. Mr. Oatmeal is peachy. Okay, guys, a little challenge for you. I want you to all spell out the name Dominion, a single letter at a time. Okay, can you do that in the chat there? Just, you know, someone type D, someone type O, M-I-N-I-O-N.
Give me a D!
If you want to go for bonus points, try to spell prosperity after that. If you could do that, I've got a special prize I'll be handing out to all of you. Oh, no, it's already broken. You guys have to start over. Someone interrupted the chain. No, guys. You gotta start over.
Alright, this kingdom was submitted by Alestin. Alestin is the moderator for the Dominion tournament that happens in real life near Detroit in Ypsilanti, Michigan at the Yukon Gaming Convention. I've gone there the past 2 years. I've met him IRL a couple times before. He is an evil, evil person, in case you were wondering. And he has no soul, but he's a cool guy. Anyway, this particular kingdom was used for the finals match, a 3-player game, at the Dominion tournament this year, which happened about a month ago. It was played by Sharkbait, Robs, and Antwilk.
Supposed to be with,
what was that?
with shelters and colonies?
Yes, with shelters and colonies.
Okay.
And it was played. I almost qualified for this match. Antwilk and I had to play a tiebreaker match to make it in, and he won by playing better than me, so that was pretty cool. Anyway, Robs won this game in the 3-player game, and I believe it's going to play significantly different in 2 players than it will in 3 players, but I still think it's going to be pretty interesting.
Wait a minute, Rob's won a game without Scout?
You are correct. It did happen. I was there. I saw it.
Oh.
I think I'd open Young Witch Silver, by the way.
Right. Young Witch just has to be a big deal here. I recall a lot of Young Witch Bane openings, but in a 3-player game, I think, the Bane has a little more value than in a 2-player game.
Yeah, a lot more.
There's
3-player game, I wouldn't open Young Witch.
yeah, there's something to be said for not opening Young Witch in a 3-player game, but then what do you get?
Bridge.
Bridge opening, Bridge develop.
Yeah, or maybe even Bridge Silver and just go for the count.
Also, I think
this is 2-player, so you just get the Young Witch.
I agree. The big thing that's staring me in the face is Procession Grave Robber. There's a lot of synergy here, and it is really amazing to watch the chat try and spell Dominion like this. This is hilarious.
Yeah, the funniest part of it is I didn't really have a prize for them. I was just jacking.
I'll think of something. I'll come up with something because I do not want to stop watching this. Is Mick thinking about opening Procession? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Procession seems to be a theme this set here.
So my big thing with this here is that the draw. I mean, you have to increase your hand size, and you do that with Herald and Advisor. Both of those need a deck that's not full of crap in order to properly function. I mean, Herald wants action density, and Advisor wants not variance.
You count now, and then that's no problem at all.
Right, so you have to invest in trashing, and that means you have to hit 5, you have to get a count.
Yeah, but Young Witch Silver is great for hitting 5.
Oh yeah, I tend to agree. If it was me opening this in 2-player, I would probably open Young Witch and Silver, which I believe they both did.
Yeah, and now you just get a lot of Herald.
Look at that, they got to the N, the first one.
Where? Yeah, but they still failed, right? Oh, the first N. They have a double N in there.
The thing that I remember most about watching this match at the tournament was one person went for Bishop, and so
yeah, then everybody's happy.
Right, everyone was happy, and I think in a 3-player game it's really tough to justify going for Bishop because you enable 2 of your opponents and you're really going to win on VP tokens at that point. I don't think so, but in a 2-player game, I mean, there might be a place for it eventually. You might be able to create some kind of a deck that grave robs things and then bishops them. Might be possible.
Mick is really ahead here, right?
Mick has trashed, I think, quite a bit more, which is a big deal. I mean, if he can play Young Witch every turn and keep clean, I mean, it's just going to get out of control for him.
Young Witch is going to be irrelevant really soon, but the bridges might come in soon.
And then there's the interaction between Band of Misfits and Empty Kingdom piles that we must consider. So do you trash here? I think you do.
Yeah, but I think you want to keep the Necro. Not so much because you like it, but
It is an action card.
Yeah. If he doesn't, he's gonna draw his whole deck next turn, and then his Herald do nothing.
Yeah, Herald and Procession are your only village here, so that Necro has quite a bit of value.
Well, Herald is a village too.
Right.
Right. Or he doesn't hit anything.
So Mick can discard 2 actions here and guarantee that his Herald will connect, which I think is the right play. He just has to discard, I think, both of the things that are not Herald and Count. Because that way he doesn't... I mean, I think he wants to play Count last, right?
Could you go Bishop Grave Robber here?
Did he just discard Copper?
Yeah, he discarded Copper and Necro, and then he paid for it.
Bishop Grave Robber is just silly. And I guess it's not totally without merit, but
I mean,
there are faster things.
There are a few different payloads you can have here, but I just wonder if Procession Bridge is faster.
I really like Prince of Herald if you can get up to it.
Yeah, Prince of anything is amazing, but I think on this board, Herald might be my first choice.
I think now you just want some bridges.
He's got just 1 Band of Misfits. Mick does.
He can get 2 bridges now, right?
If he plays Bomb as a bridge, Count for money, and he could still discard. No, he couldn't discard.
Bomb there.
Yes.
I thought you were saying bomb.
Yeah, Band of Misfits, BOM.
I thought you meant bomb, the fan card, and
Oh.
I was just wondering, like, how that interaction would work.
Yeah, it's we're playing with all the variants here. It's so good. Yeah, so he does have to gain the Copper in order to get his things this turn.
Didn't mean to derail. Get back to spelling, guys.
Herald and Bridge.
Yeah, also okay. Let us keep our 2 bridges.
So at some point, do you consider picking up a Develop to do some more finely tuned trashing here, or do you just rely solely on Count for that?
Count is okay. I don't think he's gonna bother with trashing anymore. You deny him the curse now?
Well, if he thinks he's got a Count in hand, I think that's the play.
I think you just trash everything this turn.
I mean, that's what DG needs. I think he's not as thin, which is going to be a problem.
Oh, that's DG.
Yeah.
I look away for 1 second, and I'm thinking, wow, that would be a great hand for Mick there. If he was drawing all those coppers and curses.
No bigs.
Actually, getting a Develop is not that strange. Well, there are no interesting 6 cards. That makes it a bit... everything costs either 4 or 5, so you can't really use Develop to gain cool stuff.
Right, but I mean, at some point, you'll want to be able to maybe trash curses or extra coppers or something without giving up a lot of your turn or something like that.
I think you just want to get a lot of bridges in play and buy more bridges, heralds, and advisors.
Yeah. What do you think about Prince? Think it's worth it?
Nah, no.
I think Prince could be pretty good.
To answer Ellen Chenna in the chat there, Bishop is usually good for trashing your opponent's curses, but for your own, it's usually not the best option.
So, again, Herald, Bridge, then, or Bridge, Herald, Herald is also an option.
Well, he could have afforded Prince there.
Is it time for a procession?
Yeah, Prince is just going to be a bit slow here.
Yeah, I suppose between the choice of a Prince and like a Herald and a Bridge, I'd just take the Herald and the Bridge.
Yeah.
Maybe if I just hit 8 at some point, I'd buy the Prince, but...
I mean, I think it might be a little early for a Prince, just because, you know, Herald, it's a little tricky. Herald could force you to play your Prince and print something that you don't necessarily want if bad things happen.
Now we're going.
There's the procession. I do like playing that as a young witch. The curses are almost gone, and you can transform that into something that's much better now.
That's a bit of a lucky draw. I actually think Nick should trash here again.
Yeah.
Not just two bridges and then trash.
You could top deck the Necro and then just get out all of your non-action cards.
Yeah, and then he's just going to win the game. There's no reason to
He's got 4 Heralds.
Here, but there's no reason to take any risks anymore.
Right. I think he's very far ahead at this point. He's been able to thin very effectively. And he can still buy a ton of stuff. Herald, Procession, Bridge, Bomb. All of these things are really good.
Yeah, it doesn't look like much chance for DG at all. He's eventually going to hit a Bridge Megaturn or something similar, and that'll be it.
Yeah.
What is in Mick's deck? He's got 2 Bands of Misfits, 3 Bridges, and like 6 Heralds. Can he end it this turn? Piles aren't low enough, but he's pretty close. Oh!
I think he just had it.
That's it! We have a champion!
Yep.
He did it!
Well done, Mick.
Well, so much for his rise to glory, but at least he's still safely in the division. He'll get another chance.
Awesome.
Well, it wasn't really a rage quit. I mean, it was a reasonable resignation.
Yes, it was.
I'm just responding to the chat there. Sorry, I think.
Yeah, but the chat is saying XD after it. I mean,
Uh-oh. DG doesn't want to play the rest of the matches.
I can imagine that.
Now we stream Hanabi.
Mick has suggested that if DG doesn't want to play anymore, like Steph could play or something. Steph, you were 3rd place, right, in the A division?
Can Steph play for me in my rounds?
Okay, I will play Mick for the remaining. There are 2 kingdoms left, right?
Yeah, there are 2. Ella asks in the chat, how does one go about pronouncing Seanock? There's a highlight on
Mick's stream. Too.
It's Zinnik.
Mick Seanock says that's how you pronounce it. I watched the highlight where he said.
Oh, I see. I'm just going to keep pronouncing it how I want to pronounce it.
Sure. That seems perfectly reasonable. Okay, looks like DG is going to step out.
Well, I don't think we're really disappointed that you're not playing the rest of the matches, DG, if you're listening to this in the future. We're more disappointed that the chat could not spell Dominion, despite all the times they tried.
I'll be honest with you, that disappoints me much more. I mean, you can't expect all the champion matches to go down to the last game, and I mean, I think DG's played pretty well, so I'm not disappointed in anything about his streak or anything.
He played really well, and he also had very reasonable draws. So yeah, what to do about that?
Uh-oh, guys, they figured out the name of the expansion.
Dominia O Fudge. Oh boy, Dominion Fudge.
Okay, nobody tell them what Chocolatier does. It's a great card, though.
It synergizes quite well with bacon cheeseburger. I mean, the salty and the smoky along with the chocolate, you wouldn't think so, but it works very well.
Dude, Baker bacon cheeseburger, Dominia Fudge.
With the chocolate. Oh, wow. How did that not come up in playtesting? We might need to go back.
We might have to redo the whole theme. So guys, if it's not Dominion Fudge when it comes out, we apologize. You ruined everything.
Adam, can you talk to Mick?
Yeah.
You can, right?
What do you need?
Can you tell him that if he wants to, I will play the last two kingdoms against him.
I told him.
And raise it. Okay.
I'm asking him if he wants to join us on this Skype call, since the stakes are not too high. Is that okay with everyone?
Yeah, sure.
I'll probably lay out.
I mean,
lay out
if he really wants to.
Yeah, he seems to. Let's do that. Add people.
He may live to regret it. Let's just get more people in here. Let's make it like an 8-way
Right. Can you guys hear
commentary
me?
party.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we can hear you. You actually have the clearest sound of all of us, I think.
Good. That's the
Alright.
way it should be.
I'm gonna
Hi, Mick.
lay out a little bit since I'm not playing the game. So, go ahead.
Do you have the next kingdom so I can?
I sent it to you, I believe.
Oh,
I'll
it
send
didn't
it
show
again.
up in my thing. Where is? How do you get back to the chat? Okay. All right, here it is.
The last two
Do-
kingdoms
Do
were.
do these boards also have procession?
No, they do not.
Oh.
That was the one thing I noticed. We had 3 procession boards. Although one of them I didn't think it would play, but turns out it did.
I'm also
Which
a little
one?
disappointed.
What
Isotropic
did I
was
miss,
better.
JSH?
What did Adam miss?
No, I said what did I miss? I thought you were disappointed in me.
Well, Isotropic was better, claimed he was going to have a lot of really great table names, but he only showed up and put one down, so...
Oh. I saw at least a couple. I didn't see 6, but
Well, I remain disappointed.
yeah. What did I mess up in the games?
Looks,
You didn't mess anything
looks
up.
like
You played
everything is
perfectly.
fine.
I think you played really well, Mick.
All right.
This
I mean,
set.
the last game was kind of hard not to play well with my draws, but
Yeah.
Make your own shuffle luck.
Well, he played the same in the last game, but you just got way better draws, so there's not that much difference in strategy. But I really like the Jack over Moneylender.
yeah.
I just want to announce really quick that this kingdom and actually the 6th game were both submitted by Silverspawn. Thank you, Silverspawn. I don't believe you're watching because it's late at night where you are, but thank you for
No, it's
submitting
not.
these.
It can't be that late. That's why it's the
fun.
afternoon
German, right?
in America.
It's 10 p.m. That's past my bedtime.
Uh-huh. I'm going to believe that later.
You know what
There's
Silverspawn's favorite Dominion card is? Staples.
That's
that a
oh,
brilliant
that's
joke?
brilliant. It is. So
That's how you identify the people who are still in high school, is if they have My Little Pony avatar.
I watched
Oh,
the first 3
shots
seasons
fired!
because my wife really got into the show, so I've seen
Did-
most of it.
I didn't know you were married to a high schooler, JSA.
Oh man,
It's getting real in here.
I didn't know I was either.
Mick Seanock is on fire. He's like, oh, I'm the champion again. 3 out of 4 seasons, no one can mess with me. Go, do me now. Come on, go.
There's too many. I can't narrow in on one.
Oh, come on, pick your favorite. It's so easy.
Joke about his spoon.
This spoon has just been staring at me for the past hour and a half.
My Skype picture is me holding a giant spoon with a very worried look on my face because my spoon is too big.
So everyone in the chat, post your favorite pony. I like Pinkie Pie. How come nobody's posting anything?
There, I got you, JSH.
Oh, Adam, you've been outed.
Come on. Rainbow Dash, I only know 2 of them. And it's Rainbow Dash and Twilight Sparkle. And between those 2, one of them has a rainbow on their butt, and one of them doesn't, so hello. Anyway, this particular board, it's a little interesting because the only village is Necropolis, and all the stuff you really want to do is Terminal. When Silverspawn submitted it, actually, he suggested that there could be a golden deck made, Necro, Goons, Watchtower X, which is Masquerade proof, but it's not Goons proof. So you gotta find something else to do. They could play Goons, then Masquerade on you, and then you can just keep X Watchtower Goons and score 2 points, which is a little bit sad, but I wonder if it beats the other stuff that's here. I mean, there's money with Goons, there's Fatum and Watchtower, which is a halfway decent synergy, but against Goons it's not so good. It's just tough to find something that's super explosive here.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what Steph's doing. He's got a quarry and some masquerades.
He could
He's
be
got,
going
like,
for the...
kind of a fail there.
He's got like 3 masquerade. No, 2.
There's Watchtower Rats, which is actually good.
I didn't actually even notice that because I just always ignore rats. But,
but Watchtower Rats is quite good.
Yeah.
It turns
I
rats
mean, it's
into
true.
a lab.
It's a thing. I just don't know how good of a thing it is.
Is it really better than Masquerade, though? I mean, I'm not convinced of that.
Well,
Especially
Masquerade
with
is
Goons on
Terminal.
the table.
I mean, if you want to play more Goons, I feel like Watchtower Rats might get you there a little faster, and then Masquerade.
Yes, I
It's tough to
suppose.
say.
I suppose.
It's certainly not an easy call, and that's why this
This
board
is
was
a mighty
selected.
fine-looking Watchtower Kingdom, I have to say.
All the synergy. Well, Rats and Goons. I think that's it. Or Fatum.
No, there's
Okay.
Fatum. There's also Pawn to get extra buys for the Goons.
Yeah. Oh, there's
There's no way
develop.
that's a thing.
There's develop Watchtower. That way.
Look, I have to point out things for completion, Mick.
There's develop Watchtower, so that when you gain the stuff with develop, you can top deck it. Yeah. Thank you. I'll be here all
Develop
night.
jokes.
I'll be here all night. Also, the cool thing is, like, you definitely cannot pass your Necro to your opponent with Masquerade, because with 2 Necros in your deck, you could legitimately use Watchtower for draw and might actually be able to do something on this board.
That is true. That's very true.
I probably should have trashed my my Necros. What I should have done,
I
but,
think you have to trash it definitely before passing it to your opponent.
These guys are receiving help from the chat. This should be illegal.
I do?
I'm not reading the chat.
Mick,
I don't know that I'm gonna go on record and say that the chat is not the place you want to go for Dominion advice.
I gotta tell you a funny story.
In general.
There was one time I was playing a game against AI on my stream, just a casual game, and there weren't many people in the chat, but Steph was in the chat, and so I was losing the game pretty hard, and Steph was like, with Outpost and Throne Room Masquerade and some other crazy stuff on this board, you can get your opponent down to a 1-card hand. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm losing this game, I might as well go for it. I didn't think it was worth it. And so I start doing it, and AI's like, what's happening? I lost the game, by the way.
Ah.
This is a fun-looking kingdom, I have to say.
It's certainly not a super fast engine or Megaturn or anything like that.
No, you just have to play a lot of Goons.
Do you need to keep the shelters if you're going for fairgrounds? I don't think so.
No.
I don't think there's enough cards. No.
Right, you
Yeah,
need
there is
another
enough-
one.
There's enough cards, but it's just not worth keeping 3 crappy
Yes,
cards in the deck all game long.
You can't get 8
It's
point
not worth it.
fairgrounds, right?
Yeah.
There's 17. Oh, there are 20
You can,
unique
there's
cards.
exactly 20.
Save
But
the
you'd have to
hovel.
keep the. You'd have to keep
Yeah,
the
but you
Overgrown
have
Estate
to
around.
do all that,
Yeah.
and you're gonna get what, like 8 points out of it, maybe, if you're lucky.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a little bit sad that no one has gotten a rats yet.
You want me to get a rat?
I mean, I might be a little late for that, but
I'm probably not gonna get a rat.
and that's okay.
I just I don't know where I'm gonna put it in a 3-card hand. That is not.
You put it with your watchtower.
Yeah,
I'll get a rat.
I don't have a
Oh,
watchtower.
Well, you need to get one, bro.
I might.
Oh,
might
there it
need
is.
that.
Steph bought a rats.
I'll get a curse too, okay?
And you got the curse.
Oh, you need something to trash to your rats. So that's a strong play.
He can pass me the rats.
Oh yeah, that's right. How,
This hand's stupid.
how'd that work out for you, Mick?
Not well.
I really want to see the Necro Goons Masquerade hand.
You know, Mick, for your cage matches, you should have a pin cage match sometime. Like King's Court Goons Masquerade cage match.
No.
I think all you really need is Masquerade. You'll find a pin in there eventually, right?
I've played thousands of games of Dominion, and I've only had one kingdom come up where I saw and used the pin. I don't know why
people.
people.
A lot more in real life than on. I mean, in real life, there was a very long period where I only owned base Dominion and Industry.
And Prosperity.
No, Prosperity. It's not a real pin, but it's like you play Militia and then Throne Room Masquerade, and you steal 2 cards of your opponent, and he always just resigns out of frustration then. And I think he's actually losing, so it's not that strange.
I've played a lot of games of Dominion. I've only come across a pin twice, and they were both cut purse pins with Masquerade, but none of this King's Court discard attack Masquerade. It was you're playing Masquerade.
Yeah, I only ran into the cut purse pin one time when the guy was testing it to figure out how to do it, and I've never seen it happen since then. So I don't think it was valuable testing.
One of them I have on video actually. The cut purse pin. The other one was IRL against the same guy. He's like, I'm winning this game. I'm like, dude, there's a cut purse pin, and then he picked his deck up. He's like, all right, we're done. You win.
I did run into the King's Court Goons Masquerade pin once, just naturally, and I did pin the guy, but I resigned because I felt dirty.
Wow.
Oh,
But
The only time I got it was with like Margrave or something.
I want to do the Outpost one. That one looks fun.
I think Outpost was on the one I had with AI, although it's not a real pin.
Of course, the Holy Grail is pulling off the Prince Bureaucrat. You know the one.
Just
Prince 5 bureaucrats.
yeah.
Buy a province every turn and annoy your opponent. Because the game will be over by the time you actually manage to get, like...
Yeah, they have 7 provinces, and then you pin them, and yeah.
you still lose. Yeah, here we are seeing the power of Watchtower. As
what are we
the,
gonna do here?
I mean, I feel like Rats and Watchtower against Goons is not terrible. Or at least Watchtower against Goons.
the question is, how many terminals am I going to draw with this watchtower?
Well, you're going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4 terminals. Thanks for asking.
I don't think I have that many. Well, the pawns, I guess, count.
It doesn't matter if you have them. You are going to draw them.
I actually do have them, so it could happen. Since any action will be
Keep going with this
dead.
kingdom.
I guess I should remove this score thing since it's done. Well, we'll just leave it.
My text
Two,
box is
just
still
two.
up.
That's not too bad.
That's not too bad. Ah, so good.
Thinking about it, Prince does simplify the pin quite a bit. You can just Prince your goons, or Prince your militia, and then Kingscourt Masquerade every turn.
You can Prince, Masquerade, Cut Purse, Masquerade, Cut Purse, Masquerade, Cut. Yeah, you can Prince all those things. There you go. It's slightly interesting to see what's happening here. There's a large priority being placed on playing goons every turn and getting
Well,
VP
I haven't
tokens.
done that quite as much as he has.
You have the province, right?
Yeah, and I have some golds and stuff. I'm not quite convinced of the. I mean, I have 2 goons and he has like 5.
Def is going for as close as he can get to Goon's Watchtower Golden deck. Is that
No,
accurate?
I'm not going for the gold deck at all.
You
I
just
just want to play goons every turn and steal 2 points without decreasing my deck.
looks like that quarry's going to do some work for you, huh?
Man, look at those pawns.
Hey, those pawns are worth a point each.
Those pawns, they were like Great Halls, right? With additional
Oh,
Everyone
options.
left.
Yeah.
I just
Everyone
got a
left.
one.
Strictly better than Great Hall. Oakless wanted you to counterfeit the quarry last turn.
I was thinking about it, but I realized that was not
That's actually bad,
anything,
yeah.
and it didn't help me at all. So, but I was going to do it. That was my first instinct.
Ella, what I would consider to be a pin is any situation in which the opponent just can't do anything. Like, even if it's not exactly that. If you find some other way, like Knights or Rogue or something, to totally debilitate their deck, I'd also consider that a pin.
I think of it as you have to get them to a 0-card hand when they start their turn with some reliability.
Yeah, that's the most common way to pin someone. Common in quotation marks. It really doesn't happen that often. To the point where you don't have to worry about it so much. Although you should be aware of it.
What do you discard here?
I don't remember. If I have a goons left, then I probably just want to toss this goons. But
Pawn or gold or goons and pawn, right?
yeah. But I'm not real sure. I just don't remember. How many cards am I going to draw? A whole bunch.
I'm going to cause that shuffle. You could draw that
Well,
same goons if you discard
I'll leave the goons. Why not? I think there's a watchtower actually in these last few cards.
Yeah, it's a reason to keep the goons, right?
Yeah, although it's only going to net me a couple points. I mean, the real reason. I would really rather. Well, I'm just going to look to 3-pile if I can.
Yeah, I just decided to stop targeting curses. Because I think I like the long range.
I can't really hear stuff very well, but
Yeah, his microphone is far away from his face and lots of
I
good
see.
stuff.
so here actually I'm going to start doing these curses and get pretty well into it this turn.
Do you counterfeit the counterfeit?
Because I drew 1,000 counterfeits. Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
at
for
this
the
point.
extra buy.
I'm going to get like all but one, right? Or So
6-5. Yeah, 6.
I don't have enough to get a goons, which would be the ideal thing, but
You could buy and trash a Fatum and then trash the silvers as well.
You could buy rats and trash the cycle.
I think I'd rather just win. And
oh, come on. Look at that show.
It would have been a lot nicer to have one more coin, than I would have had the win
The goons, yeah.
guaranteed, because I'd have top decked the goons and bought the last curses. But it's gonna be, I should be able to hit 6 one more. Oh yeah, I have this nice Corey.
There you go. That's what it do. Yeah, pawn for dollar buy here. You can still
Wins
win the
it.
game even with goons.
Yeah.
And Mixenock is on fire. Well done.
Yeah, he played this one better than I did.
I think I
GG.
agree.
Also, I didn't like my draws today, but
So is there one more?
Yeah, I just sent it to you in Skype.
Oh, there it is. A lot of another Prince board or Prince. Which board did you think Procession wasn't useful on?
It was the second one. I don't know what I was thinking.
Was that the Madman one?
Yeah.
yeah.
It was great there.
Yes, you are correct. Thank you for that.
Procession is always good. That art, man.
I'm not very good with Procession.
So,
Or I don't see things, combo stuff. But
Mixenock, I have a question for you.
yeah.
I remember after the champion match last season, you said to me that all the games, or a lot of the games, felt kind of similarly. You know, they were all over in 11 turns. They were all engines with relatively weak draw, but it was still a pretty fast game. How do you feel about the way these kingdoms are in terms of their variety of playstyle?
They seem more varied, I'd say, but I guess I kept seeing these Procession engines, but that was just, they were different. I mean,
Procession was used differently, I think, in all
Yeah.
3 of the games. Well, 2 of them.
there were 2, I guess there are 2 bridge megaturn things. What was the first one, that torture stuff?
Yeah.
That one was just slow to play. It was fine. I mean, it was an interesting board. It was just kind of a slow game. That Horde one, that Embassy one, I would have tried the Vineyards, but
Yeah.
I didn't feel like going for it on the 5-2, but I would have gone for it on the 4-3 for sure.
There are a couple of people that said they think money is better. There may be a challenge issued if you're up for it, if you want to try and play the engine against someone playing money, if you think it's better.
I mean, I think it's I don't know what percentages I would assign to it. I don't think it's a blowout, but it depends on what the oracles hit a lot. I mean, if you flip an Embassy, that's a big deal.
If you play 5 oracles a turn, you've
Right, you have a chance. I mean, it's like it's gonna look like a scrying pool thing almost.
This is an interesting kingdom. If you get 2 Beggar's Prince, that's 6 coin per turn.
yeah, until the coppers run out.
And if you have Watchtower in hand, you can top deck 6 copper.
Ooh, that's even better.
That will ensure that you have $2 the next turn for your Prince Beggar combo.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because you're probably still going to want beggars, even after you prince the 2. Does that make sense?
Golem is another card I'm not very good with.
Oh, Mixine. Oh. It's not pronounced Gollum.
What? How am I?
Gollum is a character from Lord of the Rings.
Golem.
Ah,
Golem.
thank you. Says the guy
This
who
is the
constantly
guy who says-
mispronounces.
I think
It
it. I
says-
think it is actually pronounced Gollum.
Oh, really? You want to go?
I don't want to go. I just think it is actually pronounced Gollum.
Okay, well, I'm 100% certain that you're wrong about this because I started a thread like 2 years ago. There was like, how do you pronounce Golem? It's not
Oh,
Gollum.
you started a thread.
Oh yeah,
You started
there's
a
a thread on
thread,
it, so I
you.
win, bro. Just
Okay,
now,
everyone in the chat, spell Gollum. Go for it.
Gollum. Ooh,
You
I'll
can
be
do it.
first.
You can't
I
do
don't even-
Dominion.
Who submitted this one? Silverspawn?
Yeah, Silverspawn.
What does he think you're supposed to do?
He didn't submit comments on all of them. Let me see. I'll log in and see if he submitted
I
any
guess you
comments on
can.
this one.
I don't know. There's no trashing. I would be pretty reluctant to try the golem thing here.
I mean, there's no plus buy, but there's outpost.
I mean, you would be counting on Rabble hurting them a lot. But
Yeah.
there's just, you can't play that many Rabble. I don't know, we'll find out. If Steph goes for it, I don't think I'm going to go for it.
I think Gollum is the folklore creature. Golem is the Pokemon.
Yeah, he didn't have any comments about this one. It just looked interesting to me, like, what are you going to do? Are you going to build this thing and get a province every turn? Is that better than playing big money? How many Rabbles can you get into play? Do you get a prince? What about defense? You know, all these things.
Yeah, Prince actually does enable the engine way better than Gollum.
I mean, Secret
Yeah, but you
Chamber...
have to, you have to really luck out to get the Prince with, I guess you want it with the Oracle, really, but...
Secret Chamber is pretty solid defense against Rabble. And Oracle.
Okay, I'm just gonna try and make it work, because otherwise it's no fun.
I guess you want to do some kind of outpost thing
Yeah, to go engine, you want to go
with Golem. So when we first got Prince at my house, my wife and I were just playing the game, and we didn't think about the whole potion cost thing. Well, I thought about it, but I was just letting her win, and she wanted to do Prince of Golems, you know. So we just played a game where you could Prince a Golem. It got confusing in a hurry.
You were letting her win.
Well, I let her win the argument, you know, that you can Prince a Golem.
Oh, okay.
'Cause
But not the game
It
of
just
Dominion.
sounded fun, you know.
You know, all those games of Dominion that we played that you won, yeah, I let you win.
Oh no, I've done that plenty of times.
I can say proudly that I played one game of Dominion with my fiance, and in that game, it was a 3-player game. I did a play where I remodeled province into province, and then I won the game because of it. And she did not like that play. She's like, "Why would you do that?" And I'm like, "To deny provinces to you guys because I need to win the game." And she did not like that, and she will never play Dominion again because I did that. I did not let her win that game.
Some people can't handle competing with
She's
people they like.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what does not help a Rabble Oracle big money is 5s. It is not.
You make your own
Coming
shuffle
along.
luck.
You can always buy silver on 5.
Because I need quite a bit of luck as well.
I mean, silver is better than nothing for me. I already have, like, enough terminal draw, roughly.
You could just get potions on 5 and then buy
Yeah,
a
I
bunch
could-
of golems and
Maybe,
Rabble
except
them.
I'd draw 3 potion with the golem, or with the potion.
I suppose.
No, golem would be okay. I mean, it's golem. It's good when you have it in your starting hand. And otherwise it's annoying.
Going by what people are saying in the chat, I guess I lucked out. My wife and I have played hundreds of games of Dominion, but not recently.
Mixenoch, you say Golem is good when it's
Oh,
in your
no.
starting hand.
Yeah.
I would venture to say it's not even good in your starting hand, but that's just my opinion.
Golem is not good?
Yeah, it's.
I mean,